to the future of news.
Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if there is one topic dominating the lunchrooms, Zoom calls, and let's be honest, our late-night thoughts right now, it's artificial intelligence. My goal today is to break down exactly what the research, the executives, and the frontline workers are actually saying about the evolving synergy between AI and the human workforce. Okay, let's dive into this and lay out our roadmap. We're covering Section 1, the AI job anxiety. Then, Section 2, automating tasks, not roles. Section 3, the evolution of engineers. Section 4, the real job cuts. And we'll wrap up with Section 5, what comes next. Section 1, the AI job anxiety. The fear's real. Those simmering fears we've all been feeling over the past year about total job replacement, well, they're completely valid. And when we look at the data, we see exactly why. 49,000. That is a stark, unavoidable number from the executive outplacement firm Challenger, Gray, and Christmas. It literally represents the number of job cuts explicitly citing AI so far this year. When AI is the #1 reason companies are citing for job cuts for 2 consecutive months, the stakes are immediately established as incredibly high. We aren't talking about some theoretical sci-fi future disruption anymore. We're talking about immediate, measurable impacts on the workforce today. And that brings us to the psychological toll. Microsoft recently surveyed 20,000 workers across 10 countries, and their report confirms what so many of us are feeling. They stated, the anxiety around AI at work is real, from fears of job loss to the pressure to keep up with rapidly evolving technology. Moving to Section 2, automating tasks, not roles, the nuanced reality. Now, what's really interesting here is that when you drill down into the actual mechanics of our daily work, experts are finding that AI isn't really taking entire jobs, it's taking specific activities. Based on research from McKinsey & Company, senior partner Alexis Kriskovich points out that AI is technically capable of automating 57% of work-related activities. I mean, that sounds massive, right? But look at the remaining 43%, the human-only activities. The absolutely crucial insight from McKinsey is that this 57% isn't concentrated in single roles. Instead, it's scattered across pieces and parts of various jobs and responsibilities all throughout an organization. As Kriskovich notes, very few jobs are actually entirely automated away by current technology. To really wrap our heads around this, I love this brilliant quote from Nitin Seth, the co-founder of Insedo. His company uses AI to boost client productivity by at least 20 to 25% without reducing staff. You might be wondering, how's that possible? Well, as he puts it, you can't take 1/4 of Lisa, 1/4 of Jessica, 1/4 of Nitin, and 1/4 of somebody else and make it one person. It's this kind of Frankenstein analogy that perfectly illustrates why a 25% productivity boost driven by AI doesn't automatically equal a 25% staff reduction. The tasks AI automates are disconnected fragments. You still need Lisa and you still need Jessica to handle the integrated human-centric parts of their roles that actually stitch the whole operation together.
Section 3. The evolution of engineers, the Builder case study.
If we want a real-world case study on what this recalibration of human skills looks like right now, software engineering is arguably where this transformation is happening the fastest. According to a Google Research survey, a staggering 90% of tech workers are using AI in their jobs. Similarly, Stack Overflow found that 84% of the respondents either use AI tools in development or are planning to. This isn't just some fringe tool for them anymore. The idea spread like wildfire and is now fundamentally integrated into how they write code every single day. But remember our previous point, AI handles tasks, not entire roles.
And this brilliantly illustrates a prediction from Anthropic's Boris Cherny, that by the end of the year, the traditional title of software engineer might actually start fading away. Instead, we're looking at a new concept, the builder. You see, manually writing lines of code is simply becoming a smaller piece of the puzzle. Instead, the role is expanding to reviewing the code that AI writes, designing broader systems, troubleshooting, and prompting AI effectively. Honestly, the title of Builder captures this shifting reality much more accurately.
Take Sujata Sridharan, for example. She spent roughly a decade as a software engineer, and she is living this transition on the front lines right now. For her, the absolutely essential skills for this new Builder reality are problem-solving, critical thinking, prompting AI, and recognizing code quality. Notice what isn't the primary focus anymore? Manually typing out syntax. She points out that while AI executes the coding tasks, the human absolutely must apply critical thinking to ask the right questions and recognize if the AI's output is actually, high quality. It's a perfect example of human skills elevating above the automated task.
Section 4. The real job cuts. The disruption reality check.
Okay, so while we've established the total role replacement is rare, we really can't ignore the targeted disruptions actively reshaping companies right this second. We have to impartially examine these statistics. Block, the company behind Square and Cash App, laid off 40% of its staff this year, openly noting that AI has allowed them to do more with smaller teams. Coinbase reduced its staff by about 14%, with its CEO stating that AI enables engineers to ship in days what used to literally take weeks. Meanwhile, Cloudflare reported their AI use increased by over 600% in just 3 months, completely changing how they operate. There is a direct, undeniable correlation here between immense efficiency gains driven by AI and resulting workforce reductions in very specific targeted areas.
But we really need to view these cuts in the broader macroeconomic context. Dan Priest, the U.S. Chief AI Officer at PwC, offers a really reassuring perspective here. He notes that while there is absolutely some job disruption on the horizon, he isn't seeing mass layoffs at most companies, and entire categories of jobs are not currently at risk. This perfectly separates the hard truth of targeted, efficiency-driven cuts from the apocalyptic myth of total industry wipeouts. The disruption we are seeing is surgical, not a blanket eradication.
Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds. What comes next? The unwritten future.
So what does this all mean for your actual 9-to-5 life moving forward? Well, we are currently facing a massive gap in the landscape. On the corporate side, according to Microsoft, most companies haven't even adjusted their employee metrics or incentives to fit this new AI-driven workflow. Businesses are basically just grappling with trying to identify what human skills they even need right now. But on the tech side, the reality is moving at breakneck speed. While HR departments are figuring out job descriptions, AI is rapidly climbing the corporate ladder. Anthropic just announced new AI agents built specifically for complex financial work, like crafting pitch books and writing credit memos. The technology absolutely isn't waiting for corporate policy to catch up.
Which leaves us with this incredible, provocative question from Umesh Ramakrishnan, co-founder of the executive search firm Kingsley Beatty. Noting that AI starts at the bottom and just keeps going up, he asks, where does it stop? It's a fascinating thought to end our explainer on. AI is clearly an engine for specific task automation rather than wholesale human replacement right now. We are actively evolving from doers to builders, from basic coders to critical thinkers. But as AI models become agents capable of complex financial analysis and beyond, how far up the corporate ladder will this synergy ultimately reach? Thank you so much for joining me to explore the data behind the headlines, and I hope this leaves you with a much clearer understanding of our evolving human workforce.
To the future of news.